With a new level at Town Hall 16, E-Drags were always going to be strong, but now with the new hero equipment, in particular, the Giant Arrow and the Rage Gem, E-Drags are unstoppable. Let's start with a double Rage ring base. So we got a pretty normal army comp here, hasn't really changed from Town Hall 15. I'll put those archers there. That's to set up a funnel for the king and the yak later on in the attack. Set another funnel down the bottom with loons and a baby drag, and the rest is going to come straight down the middle. And look at that, we are using the Rage Gem here with the Grand Warden, which means you don't need a rage spell for these E-Drags to be raged. And the best thing about this is bases are getting more and more clumped because there's more high value defenses, and now these E-Dragons do an extra 50% damage if they're inside the Warden aura. And that is a lot when it comes to E-Drags, because they can do up to 5 chains throughout the base. So think of how much extra damage this is. I couldn't believe this was one of the new hero equipment, thinking about how strong E-Drags are. Now, unfortunately, the Warden goes down here. It's worth noting that the Rage Gem is not in effect when the Wardens are revived with the Phoenix. My E-Drags were raged up there from a rage spell. But look, I still have so many E-Dragons up. A few chains left on the bottom, gold storage. And that's all she wrote for this base. And have a look at what I have left. Royal Champion and 3 freezers, and none of them are going to be used. We'll save them for the next attack. And that says it all, because I'll be honest with you all, I'm not a pro E-Drag player. I know enough of what I'm doing with it, but I'm not a pro. But this Rage Gem with the Warden is awesome. Now, you could use the Healing Gem as well. I did play with that a little bit, and it's still strong. But I prefer this Rage Gem, because the base just goes down so quickly. We'll fast forward through the rest of this, because I'm trying to swag my Queen ability, RC entirely, and the 3 free spells, and the 2 archers as well. We can't forget those. But that was awesome. Coming in on a different base here. This is a bit more anti-E-Drag. It's got a poison tower and it's got 2 sweepers facing the back end. But we are not going to contend with those sweepers. How are we going to do that? I guess you'll have to wait and find out. Setting our funnel on the top side. Then I'm going to put my queen on this laboratory in a minute. Baby drag sets the funnel we need. There's our baby drags, loons, and the warden with the rage. And have a look at what I'm going to do here. Both sweepers are gone. No sweepers to deal with. Now, it did cost us our queen ability, which is a pretty big cost, honestly. I didn't know if this would be viable or not, but just wait and see here, because we are not fighting sweepers, so the blimp gets to the town hall really safely, and we can save all our freezers. Generally, you have to use a lot of freezers with E-Drags on box spaces to stop those 2 back-end sweepers, but not anymore. Now, my queen's just gone down, but that's alright. Look at how many freezers I have left. I have 4 freezers, and I still have the majority of my E-Dragons up, and they are chewing through the base. Now, on the bottom side, so I placed my RC on the top. On the bottom side here, you are going to see the weakness of the Rage Gem, and that is the Warden takes down buildings too quickly. And that is a problem, because E-Drags, you don't want the buildings to go down from the Warden. But when they do get a chance to shoot, they do so much damage. Another chain going through the base here, and this base has been wrecked. It will not look wrecked in the end. We're about to lose a couple of E-Drags, but in my mind, this is completely wrecked. And I did it, I would say, without my queen ability, but I just used my queen ability for a different purpose. And this is why I'd recommend, if you're using this army, always have the giant arrow attached, because you won't do it every time. But if you think the 2 sweepers are going to be a nuisance, take them down with the queen ability. It's a big investment, but you can save those freezers. Not that I needed them all anyway. We swag one of them, and 4 E-Drags left at the end. Gonna finish with one last attack here. Those archers yet again there to set the funnel for my king. This is a double poison base. Poison tower is obviously bad for E-Drags because they slow them down, but that's why we have the Rage Gem. Worth noting, and this was disappointing, but it's probably good for the balance of the game, that the Rage Gem doesn't speed up how quickly the E-Drags shoot. I thought that was the case initially. I tested it and it's not the case. So all it does is when the E-Dragons shoot, they do 50% extra damage, which, as I said earlier in the video, is insane when you keep in mind how many chains they can do throughout the base. Queen on the top side getting wrecked, and that is a really bad giant arrow ability. And that's something that you have to keep in mind. The giant arrow won't be awesome every single attack, but it can be the difference in some attacks where it matters. And in this one, I didn't need the queen ability really. This base is crushed. I was actually disappointed I deployed my RC, because I'm pretty sure I did not need my royal champion. Look at how much is left up. These E-Dragons, when they're raged, not only do they crush bases, but look at the time. They crush them so quickly. That base was gone in 50 seconds. Now it's just clean up for the rest of it. And this might be one of the quickest E-Dragon videos ever, because I keep taking bases down in 1:30. That's it for the video. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of E-Dragons, and will you be using them at Town Hall 16? And if you'd like to watch another E-Drags video where we go over how to use the army, I will link it on the left. Can't recommend that video enough.